Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to Avid Gaming Esports. It's just gonna be me tonight. Hi, my name is Aiden. If you don't know me, solo casting here tonight. This is an interesting game we got going on here. Basically, it's between IGN, Ignition, and OTS on the spot. But unfortunately, due to IGN having some sub issues, they are over the point limit that is allowed for this league. So they're forfeited all their bans in order for the game to happen tonight. So they do not have any bans, which is good for OTS because that means they'll be on a lot of comfort picks and they can pretty much draft any comp they want without any real like anything backfiring or anything or whatever like that. So draft has already started. I'm not sure. Can they see the? Okay. Wait, they haven't started draft? On my screen is done. Yeah. I used the one in bot commands. No, I don't know if that was the same one that you sent me. Okay. Okay. So draft is done, right? Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so let's look at the drafts here. We have some time to talk about this. Um, we got on IGN side, Malphite top. We have Nocturne in the jungle, Viger mid, Sivir Nautilus in the bot lane. On the opposing side, I'm guessing set top. Oh wait. Okay, so Olaf top probably. No, Zach jungle, Tristana mid. Wait, what am I saying? I don't know. We'll see in a second because the draft and client's going on right now. But anyway, IGN's draft looking kind of like a pick comp, kind of like they have a Nocturne, they have a Nautilus, and a Vigar. If you get CC'd by Nautilus or Vigar, or Malphite, I guess too, because Malphite can just press R and murder everybody. But basically, they're kind of looking for a pick comp, I guess. I guess on Olaf it won't really work because Olaf, he just press the R button and he goes from any form of CC. They also probably don't want to be doing that on Swain either, so because Swain can just press R and then his hourglass. So you don't really want to be anywhere near that. It's kind of an interesting pick comp into OTS's team. I think OTS did a good job drafting against it. Set can kind of just dunk whoever dives in out of the fight entirely. Tristana can just launch people away with her ults, and Zac at the same time can also ult and just disrupt everything. Yeah, it's it's a really good response by OTS. I think they saw the Nocturne first pick, as we can see there, and they kind of just started to pick for that or counter pick that, I guess, throughout the entire draft, which I think they did a really good job for. The only thing that could really pose a problem for OTS is the fact that Nocturne can spell shield one of those big ultimates, whether it be Set or Tristana's or Zac's, to get him away. He can just get rid of one, only one. But if he times it perfectly, he might only have to get rid of one. And actually, an Echo is picked in the draft. We're probably gonna have to restart drafting. But yeah, so on the other side, OTS going for a pretty standard front to back comp. It looks like they have a lot of heavy engage with Zac. They also have the skirmishing power with Olaf and Set. Tristana is kind of just good. She can either split push very well, or she can perform in a team fight well. Like I said, against the Nocturne, I think Nocturne is going to be very good against, or very difficult to play into the Tristana specifically. Although if Nocturne can one shot Tristana fast enough, because they have enough tankiness, they don't really need Nocturne to go bruiser here. Nocturne can definitely go full assassin and kind of just take out Tristana without her before she even gets a chance to ult away. Assuming that's what they want to do on paper, right? But it all comes down to how Antifa, I believe, is on that was on the Nocturne plays this game. Wow, a lot of names that I recognize on IGN this year right now probably has something to do with the no bans that they're allowed to have. So yeah, maybe go over to the mid lane matchup. I believe it's gonna be Swain versus Vigar. I think Swain kind of just is good in general, regardless of what role he's in. He's really good in the bot lane. I know that for sure. Mid, I don't see him as much anymore, but I think he's probably still pretty good. He can hold his own. He has lots of sustain with his passive, I believe it is, that gives him extra max health. And then the ultimate, you know, like if there's a Nocturne gig, all he has to do is ult, and he kind of just can't really die unless Vigar stuns him up and they chain CC him well enough to where he can just get one shot before he even presses the ult. You know, mid lane matchup, I think it's pretty even. Although I think I gotta give a slight edge over to Vigar just because of the cage and the amount of zoning that can have. Swain also has zoning with his E, but it's harder to hit. It's much harder to hit, and like it doesn't stay there, right? Like Vigar cage stays there, and gives like your team a good like I think it's 2 to 3 seconds of just zoning power before they can move in or anything or whatever. Swain only has the thing that goes out, and the brick comes right back. If he lands it on somebody, they're probably gonna die, especially a squishy. But it's just kind of harder to hit than the Vigar cage. Also, it can't be used as well as a zoning tool, like I said. But looking at the draft here in the client, looks like we are gonna see Zealot with the set in the top lane. And okay, this is interesting. Never mind, I take everything I said back. It's gonna be Zac mid, unless they're in the wrong order. They might be in the wrong order. But looking at this right now, it's gonna be Set versus Malphite top, Nocturne versus Olaf in the jungle, and Vigar versus Zac in the mid lane. So we're probably gonna see Tristana and Swain bot, assuming that this is all correct, or assuming they're in LCS order. So an interesting Zac mid. I've seen Zac mid once. It was played on my team when I was autofoed ADC. He did not do very good. He went full AP, did not do very good. I wonder if he's gonna go full AP this time though, because they kind of don't really have any hard engage outside of Zac. But like I've seen some tank Zac damage be pretty intense. So maybe the AP Zac damage will just like be enough to like one shot everybody before they even have a chance to respond. So maybe he doesn't have to be tanky for it. I don't know. We'll see. But talking about the Swain again, JT Ripper is very comfortable on the Swain. I played with JT Ripper a ton. I played him in another league in which will not be named. But JT Ripper is very comfortable on the Swain. He knows the champion. He knows the champion in and out. He's very good on the Swain. But the Sivir, like the Nocturne, I actually didn't notice this. There are 2 spell shields on the IGN side, with Sivir and Nocturne. But Sivir specifically, especially in the bot lane, it's gonna be difficult for Swain to land that CC because she can just insta E it, or I think it's E, might be something else. Insta spell shield it rather. But if Swain does manage to land a hook onto the Swain or the Nautilus rather, because Nautilus is pretty squishy early, then Tristana can just follow that up, and the burst damage there is just kind of insane. There's not much you can really do about that because time of the Swain route, like the duration of the Swain route is about I think just over a second, and so that's more than enough time for Tristana to get her bomb down, to jump on you, to get that 3-shot auto, especially if she takes Hail of Blades, which is the perfect assassin combo, or assassin rune rather, for Tristana. But this jungle matchup is going to be spicy though. I think that Nocturne just wins. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't think Olaf's in the best spot right now. I think Nocturne's in a better spot, and I think, especially pre-6, I think just matchup wise, I think that Olaf just loses the 1v1 pre-6 at least. Like at pro-6, like Nocturne's spear does nothing to him. Olaf just can run him down kind of. But pre-6 is going to have to be the focus for Antifa on the Nocturne. I wonder if we're going to see any invades though. Maybe like some counter invades or something, because I don't think they want to like see each other. Like I don't think they want to run into each other because they both like are strong early game, but you know they're not like the best. They're not like a Xin Zhao type of good, right? So Olaf versus Nocturne, that's gonna be an interesting one. Top lane's pretty much a farm lane. I think Malphite versus Set, not much that Malphite can really do. Set, if anyone, is going to be making the plays up there. But the CC combination from Malphite and Nocturne onto the Set can definitely pose a challenge for Zealot up there if Nocturne ever makes his way up to the top lane. Although I imagine it's just going to be primarily a farm lane. The Zac mid, going back to the mid lane matchup, since it is Zac and not Swain there. Zac versus Vigar. I'm 99% sure that Zac cannot jump over the Vigar cage, so I don't really know there's much that Zac can do in that regard until the cage is down. It'll be very interesting to see because we haven't seen a Zac mid yet in this league, so how interesting. Gonna be a very spicy one up there. But overall, comps are pretty solid on both sides. They have good peel, they have good disengage, they have good hard engage. hard engage favoring IGN side, for sure, especially as Zach goes AP. But I think that the burst damage on the side of OTS is going to be able to get through the front line of Nautilus and Malphite, especially since they have a set who has unstoppable ults. So like no ultimate matter, no like CC matters towards him, and Olaf can just he presses the outplay button and he just runs to your carries and CC does not matter. And I definitely don't think that once Olaf gets like an arm or a magic resist item or two, that Olaf can really, or that Veigar will be able to do much to him, because like all he needs is one MR item, right? Like all he needs is the Spirit Visage or whatever, and then he kind of just can't die, because I'm assuming he's gonna build Gore Drinker as well. So you can kind of just run at him and do whatever he damn pleases. I definitely think we're gonna see an MR build out of Olaf this game. So we are loading in. You guys can't see the summoners yet, so I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just going to talk about the matchups a little bit more. Swain versus Nautilus, both have pretty hard engage. Well, not hard engage, but a good reliable engage, I should say. Nautilus obviously having the more CC, especially pre-6. Post 6 too, but like pre-6 is when the plays are going to be happening in the bot lane, I'd imagine. And yeah, so Nautilus versus Swain, I think it's going to come down to whoever can land the CC, although Tristana does have a lot more burst than Sivir, whether or not she's taking Halo Blades or not. Tristana, just with the bomb, has much more burst than Sivir, even if Sivir's going for the Dark Harvest build, which we all love, right? Yes. Yeah, so farm lane at the top lane for sure. Maybe Malphite and Nocturne can do a little bit of damage up there. I believe Set can wins that 1v1 for sure, but you just have to be careful about Nocturne flying in out of nowhere. I am, yes. I am. Yeah, 0. So jungle-wise, I think they're going to want to avoid each other because they're both pretty strong skirmishers early. Post 6, Olaf's going to be hunting Nocturne down for sure, I believe. Mid, I believe I got to give the advantage over to Veigar, just because of the cage. The cage kind of inhibits Yoshishi's Zac from doing anything. Bot lane, I think it'll come down to a skill match. I think whoever can land the CC will win. And we are in the game now. Let's look at anything spicy here. We have Ignite in the mid lane for Yoshishi on the Zac, which is interesting. Let's start the Doran's ring as well, so he does have a little bit of AP already. We are not going to see Lethality Sivir either. She does have, well, I guess you could still go Lethality, but it's definitely not as good as the Lethal Tempo rather. It's not as good as Dark Harvest for that build. Nikolai does opt for the Halo Blades rune, so the burst is definitely going to be there. JT Vipper also has Electrocute on the Swain, so yeah, they're definitely going to try to get some kills early. But it is important to know that JT Vipper does have the Exhaust instead of Ignite here, while Ashtonati Nar on the Nautilus does have the Ignite. So I believe the Exhaust is for the Nocturne mostly, or whoever ends up being fed right next to them. But I'd imagine it's mostly for the Nocturne, just because you don't want him flying in and one-shotting your ADC. I personally really like the rune choice. I think that either Ignite or Exhaust are good here, since Ignite you kind of secure easy kills, especially in lane, but Exhaust helps as the game goes on. And nothing else really stands out. Nocturne does have Lethal Tempo. I believe that's the normal build. But I guess he is trying to go for some early kills into Olaf. Maybe he's going to try to seek him out in his jungle or something. Malphite opts for the Comet, just get a little extra poke damage going on there. I really want to focus on this mid matchup for sure. Just because I wonder how it's actually going to be able to do into Veigar. I feel like that's not a good matchup for Zac at all. And there we see it right now. Yoshichi kind of just getting pushed or poked out by Nikolai already, or not Nikolai, Eunice already. Ashtonati misses the hook onto Nikolai. Just some trade damage going down, although I think I gotta give that small trade advantage over to OTS. Just with the health difference. Not much going on right here. Both junglers are on the bot side of the map. Looking like they're gonna full clear, and then kind of, although that's interesting from an Olaf, but Nikolai does get hooked, level 2 hit by IGN first. Lots of damage going down onto Nikolai. He's gonna have to back up there. I don't think he's gonna recall yet. He did have a pot saved up. Also has the sustain with Doran's blade. Yeah, it's gonna be some farming game going on right now. Both junglers are kind of in the exact same spot. Actually, Ignite the Ice getting taken pretty low. Flash is traded for Flash, but so is Nikolai. Nikolai low as well. First blood does end up going over to Astronaut Gnar. And I believe the second kill is going to go over here too, but the Trooper flashes to land the root. Actually gets a kill on Ignite the Ice, trades one back, but I think Astronaut Gnar is going to get double kill here. And, you know, that's not the worst thing in the world for OTS, because it is on the Nautilus. Nautilus isn't going to really be doing much of the carrying this game. But Sivir did get both kills. Swain got a kill back, so I think it's pretty even overall, 2 kills to 1, but they're both on the supports. I think Swain definitely benefits from that, from the kills more, because, you know, he's more of a mage, he's not really a hard CC, but, and with Zealot having full prio on the top lane, it's going to be a 2v1 here. Maybe. Mid laners are coming over as well. Amplified, excuse me, does get it steered up, and Tifa getting taken pretty low, but the CC, or the sustain rather, is keeping him alive. And another 2 fights going on at once here between the mid laners and the top laners. Yoshishi getting taken low, but should be okay. He does have the passive up. Eunice actually flashes for him. One more auto would have done it, but Yoshishi flashes over the wall to escape. No kills on the top lane either. Well, between the top laners rather. Zilla does have a kill. It did pick up the kill on Antifa, but not before Antifa traded one back. Or got one first, rather. I guess Zilla was the one who got the trade. And so the first crab was picked up by Antifa. And here goes another skirmish going on here. Antifa fearing Amplified. I think Amplified loses this. Oh, does get the smite down though. This is very close, but Amplified does end up winning that 1v1. All thanks to that smite right there. And it looks like he wants some more here. This is a 1v3, my friend. You gotta get out of there. Goodness gracious. And Ignite the Ice gets his first kill onto Amplified. And I believe the second crab is probably going to go over to blue side as well. So that's double crab control. Certainly looks like it. Yeah, Nocturne's pathing right up there. Although, bot lane prio-wise, I think... Yeah, no, we got to give bot lane prio to IGN right now. So yeah, this should be a second crab, although Nocturne stopped at his Raptors. I think that we're going to see another fight there. Maybe? Olaf's at his Gromp currently. But IGN, like I said, has full prio on the bot side. They can rotate over much faster than OTS can. And I think he's just going to go ahead and get it. Yoshishi going in onto Yunus. Yunus trying to trade some damage back. This is... Oh, good, does actually land the kill. Good gank on the bot lane. Amplified throws out the axe, does not land. Will the slow hit? The slow hits on Astronaut Gnar, but Ignite the Ice spell shield, but actually does get rooted up and gets blown up by GT Ripper. Nocturne is actually here in the bot lane as well. This is another 2v3. Amplify getting taken extremely, letting Nikolai here on the back line. There goes kill over to Astronaut Gnar. Actually goes on the killing spree. And another kill for the Gnar. 4-0 on the... Not the Gnar, sorry, I look at the name. The Nautilus. Wow, okay. So this is going to be one tanky boy. Let's see the gold difference here. So, actually, before we look at that, CLI is level 6. Does have a level 6 advantage on Hearts like IRO. But no long engage. Just a little quick burst session, and gets down. So despite the 4 kills, I guess it is 4 kills and 2 kills, but never mind. Okay, Yoshishi almost fell there. Sorry, I stopped talking for a second. But so 4 kills to 2 kills for the supports. Not that big of a gold gap. It's about a component. But nothing major. Both rush boot. So it is going to be roaming Nautilus if we'll see some of that. Because Sivir is one of those ADCs that can hold her own in a bot lane, especially with the meta wave clear that she has. And we actually are going to see a play on the mid lane here, but Antifa is here to back up Yunus. Yunus is on the wrong side of the wall, and CC'd. Oh, he presses the R on the wrong person. Yoshishi getting taken low. So is JT Ripper. But I think Antifa actually just gets killed here. Yeah, he does. And Ignite the Ice getting taken low. Probably going to die here. There he goes. Bye-bye. Bomb goes down. Tristana pops the heal pings the heal as well, so I'm assuming Sivir died even through that heal. That was interesting. That was interesting by IGN there. A little bit of an interesting pathing by Vigar. I think he probably could have just gone towards the towards this tower after the root miss from Swain. But you know, it's tough to say. I'm not in their game, so I can't really speak on it exactly. Probably, there's definitely something that I didn't know. And meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map, first dragon goes over to OTS. Gold lead is about 1,000. Most of the team's gold, actually, yeah, Nautilus has the most gold on his team right now, which is not really what you want to see if you're IGN, but it's going to be pretty tanky. And we see, I was about to set a gank because it's Zach, but it looks like he's just going to go in on here on Yunus by himself since it is his lane. Both getting taken down to about half HP, but Zach does have that natural sustain in his kit. Okay, that's kind of annoying. I wouldn't want to play against Zach mid. That looks pretty annoying. But I can't really tell what he's working on building yet. He does have the null magic and 2 ruby crystals, but I can't tell if he's going for like a tank mythic and then AP, or if he's just going to try to go full AP and build from those components. I don't think there are any components that build, or any AP items that build from those components, but maybe he knows some that I don't. I haven't played League in a while. Nikolai and JT Ripper pushing into Astronaut Nar and Ignite the Ice. Maybe gonna look for a pick here. No, they're not. They're just gonna back up. Astronaut Nar looks like they're gonna try to set up a freeze by their own tower. Herald pings are going out, or crab pings rather. Scuttle crab pings are going out. Maybe we're gonna see a fight here. Yeah, mid lane Prio is slightly over to IGN. Delight is in Antifa's jungle right now. Does get spotted out where it's going to be destroyed. Just blast cones over. Olaf's going to back up, so he's telling his homie in the top lane to just give it up. Herald is on the map as well, and for the next 4.5 minutes, that is pretty valuable because you want to give that gold over to one of your carries for sure. And actually, looking at the items, Olaf already has his mythic, which is kind of scary, especially early on when well, I was gonna say when Grievous Wounds aren't a thing, but you know Malphite's already one step ahead of me. He already has the Bramble Vest. So interesting games going on right here. But I see ping is going down for the mid lane. I'm assuming that Olaf, since he does have the level 6, he kind of can just ignore the Veigar cage. We're probably gonna see a gank here. Meanwhile, in the top lane, like I said, kind of just a farm lane. I mean, Zilla has that one kill from the little skirmish at the beginning of the game, but other than that, nothing else is really going on. I believe, if I can scroll through here, yeah, Antifa is going on to focusing down the Herald right now. Does end up getting it, there's that. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, I wasn't even looking, my bad. And Zilla actually stops the TP, Antifa getting taken very low. Probably gonna die here as well, maybe. Root does miss. Oh, are they gonna go for it? They're going for it. M5 does flash for the last axe throw and does manage to get him down there. And I think big damage is gonna go onto this tower in the mid lane here. Gonna get at least 2 plates, maybe 1 more. Okay, there was a lot going on there, and I clicked on the map, so it didn't show me to the mid lane. I apologize. But so the gank on the mid did happen. Olaf was there, and Swain also roamed as well. But what I noticed actually while watching OTS play is that their jungler and their support, Amplified and JT Ripper, are very in sync with each other. They always like to roam at the same times, which is actually very hard to do, especially if you're not like challenger like most LCS players are. Ashley and are maybe looking for an engage, but there's no mana on Sivir, so maybe not the best idea. I'm gonna set up a freeze with 1 minion there. Although, from my personal opinion and experience in the mid lane, 1 minion is not enough to set up a freeze. But it does favor their map a little bit and their lane a little bit, especially with Nocturne here on the bottom does not have the ultimate up, so he's gonna have to either lane gank or come from the river. Don't have the ultimate up. I think it's up in about 20-30 seconds though. And there is a dragon coming up soon as well. Zilot trying to go for an engage on some Malphite, but does not land a face breaker. There's the freeze that we're looking for in the bot lane. That's how you get a freeze right there. Which I actually like what they're doing here. Both junglers are on the bot side of the map. Both junglers, well, Nocturne almost has his ult up. He's probably gonna have it up by the time he gets down to the bot lane. But a bot lane play is definitely the move here. Zach's already rotating down. Veigar's following, but he's slightly behind. And I believe Nocturne and Zach are gonna see each other in the jungle somewhere. Okay, so they know that Olaf is here. Olaf's actually just gonna go say fucking and go straight on to Astronaut Gnar. Might actually die here. Flash the flash hook away. But oh, and there the CC lands onto Nikolai and gets absolutely one shot. But I don't think it matters because JT Ripper and Amplified are very, very strong, and the Zac here is here as well. Although the HP bars are pretty low on everybody. JT Ripper taking extremely last and Gnar low as well. And actually this 3 for none here. I guess 4 for 1 if you want to go all the way back there. Zealot actually on the other side of the map, being taken very low. Probably gonna have to die here, just don't have the flash, yeah. Goes in just a tad too deep under his own tower. But on the other side of the map, honestly that's fine because he just Zealot you guys probably didn't see, but Zealot did not have the flash earlier. Or the flash then because earlier he flashed to stop the TP for the TP that Malphite was going to do on the mid lane in that fight earlier. So overall, I think that was that's fine. He also does still have a TS lead, so he's chilling. Second Dragon is picked up for OTS as well. Actually, Gnar trying to maybe look for re-engage. No. Eunice has to be careful here. I think that Eunice just loses this 1v1, maybe. Actually, wow, okay. Eunice actually does damage. Vigar does damage. Okay. Second drag does go over to OTS. I'm not sure if I said that already, but we are going to have an Infernal Soul this game as well. So OTS is in a pretty good spot here. 4k gold lead. Gank on the Yoshishi, or gank by Yoshishi in the mid lane. Antiva is here as well, but I don't think there's much that he can do. Oh, he does get out though. Thanks to that Vigar cage. That Tristana burst is just something else, man. It's really hard to like negate that, especially if you're CT locked by Zac. Harrow just dropped in the mid lane. The plates are gone, so nothing really comes of it. I don't even think it's gonna get a charge off. Nikolai coming from River, but Ignite the Ice is getting engaged on the other side of the lane. Zealot ults him and just takes him down. Easy squeezy. And that's 5 deaths onto the Sivir now. 4 kills onto the Nautilus. Not where you want to be, ideally, in your bot lane. All of the kills. Nautilus has as many kills as the rest of the team. That's definitely not where you want to go, but you know. I guess that's the best case scenario they could hope for. At least they're getting some kills. But unfortunately it's not on a character that can carry the game. No objectives are up on the map right now for another 3 minutes. Well, I guess Herald's up in a minute, I take that back. But Herald obviously has significantly less value than it did just a few minutes ago. Because of the plates and all of that. First Infernal Drag, third Dragon of the game, will be up in just under 3 minutes. So I think we're gonna see some vision playing set up around the Herald, I believe, or maybe IGN is gonna want to take a step back and try to farm it out because they do have a pretty good scaling comp. I think that their comp as a whole just beats them late game. I know it's pretty subjective to say, but meanwhile Zealot's getting some damage down. Uses the shield breaker. Wait. Whatever the shield thing is, I don't know what the name is, but yeah, he uses the shield to get it's more damage on the Hearts like IRL, but you know that's not much you can do against the tanky Malphite like that, especially since he already has steel caps. But Zealot goes in anyway, flashes away from the Nocturne ultimate. But I think Zealot dies here as well. He does not have the shield. Antifa does take down Zealot, but I believe Amplify is going to trade one back. And Antifa, you don't want to be there, my friend. Flash for flash, but I think Antifa gets taken down here still. Oh, but everybody's here. Holy crap, I didn't even notice. Okay. Nunes actually takes down Nikolai, but on the bottom side of the map, another fight's going on. Yoshishi just dives the hell out of Ignite the Ice. Nunes taken low, gets taken down. Amplify goes unstoppable, but also gets shut down. JT Ripper is also here. I believe Gnar might fall here, but it'll be for a worthy cause. Antifa definitely should not die over that. Does splash and try to get the hook out as well, but has not managed to escape before JT Ripper uses the ultimate again to get that damage off. So yeah, meanwhile on the bot side of the map, Yoshishi does take down Ignite the Ice under his own tower. We are going to see, oh, maybe I was right. So we have a tank item already on Yoshishi, the Iceborne Gauntlet, but he has the Blasting one as well. Also has the Giant's Belt. I don't know what those two build into. It might be that the Demonic Embrace item. I'm not sure if Giant Spout is a component of that. But we might just see a little bit of AP Zach because they don't really have they have GT Ripper, but other than that, like they don't really have hard burst damage with any AP champion really. Herald is going to be a play here, happening right now. Although IGN should just give this up for sure. Because Herald does land the hook, or the root rather, not really a hook. Oh, and okay, they did not walk away from the Herald. The eye, they almost did, but yeah. So far, tower-wise, no towers are been taken down on the side of OTS, excuse me, on the red side. On the other side, 4 towers are gone for OTS or IGN. Excuse me, sorry, I'm all backwards. Sheesh. First Inferno Drag is gonna be up very soon as well. Gilad does not have the TP, is on the other side of the map. He's walking his way down here, and actually, JT Ripper just gets one shot. This is a 5v3 right here. I'm not totally sure why Yoshishi went in, but he did. I don't think that OTS wins this. Nikolai gets taken down on the backline, but Yunus is doing everything he can to try to keep them away, but Yoshishi just goes unstoppable. He's just way too tanky. He does have the demonic embrace now, so it does give that give some extra tankiness and some AP there. And just like that, it's a 3v3 with no carries alive except for Antifa on the Nautilus. And Zila ults that Shinar, takes him down. Harshlik IRL is probably going to get taken down here as well. And what looked like a good fight for IGN kind of just turned into, they kind of just overstayed, they got split. They split their focus, and honestly, this Zac is way too big right now. Tank meta, by the way. Woo! But the Herald is dropped in the mid lane. Probably going to get another tower here. Probably going to get the inhibitor as well. They certainly can if they want to. And meanwhile, maybe not. No, respawn timers are proving fruitful here for IGN. Does not get the inhibitor, but the dragon is being taken by JT Ripper and soon to be Nikolai. Should be a free dragon. Look at the free dragon. And it looks like Zac's trying to go back in. Maybe. They both go in. Both of them. Oh my goodness gracious. And, okay, on the other side of the map, Nikolai gets, or back side of the fight rather, Nikolai gets the dragon. Shutdown's going over like crazy. I'm not totally sure what the re-engage there by Zac was. 3 big shutdowns going over to IGN. Interesting, okay. There was a little bit of a suspect re-engage by Yoshishi. But he went in, he did. And he kind of gave some much needed gold over to IGN. But the gold lead is still about 5,000, 5,500, 5 to 6k. So like they're still winning by a good amount. It's just it's kind of getting gold over that you don't really need to give over, because IGN just came from base. They had used up all their gold, and especially from that earlier fight, I believe that and getting all the tower gold as well. OTS had a lot of gold in their pockets that they did not spend. But either way, I'm sure IGN loves the fact that Yoshishi went back in there, gave 3 shutdowns over. One of them did go over to Nautilus, who has the most kills on IGN's side right now. But it's a shutdown nonetheless. Vigar also picked up the biggest shutdown, which was on Zac. So I believe the carry is going to have to be through Vigar here. JT Ripper has forced to pop the ultimate to try to get away from Heartstuck IRL. Does manage to get away, but then if a Baron fight's happening, they won't have that big cooldown. Oh, excuse me. They won't have that big cooldown, but I don't think a Baron fight's happening right now. Lots of recall is going down. I was kind of just getting set up for it. I believe that OTS, the play that I believe that they should go for is waiting until the Infernal Soul is up so they can pick one. And they'll force IGN to either take the fight or take the other one, which is not the best scenario that you want to be in if you're IGN, but it's definitely not the worst, because that kind of secures you a buff. Or if they do the Baron, they can kind of show up late, and maybe if they're lucky, they can get a good team fight with the reduced magic resist and armor that OTS will have from taking damage from the Baron. I believe that happens, right? Regardless, they'll have lower health bars than full, because the Baron will be attacking them. But I think we are going to see a fight hit the Baron here. The Dragon's not up for another 2 minutes 30 seconds, and all 10 members rather are on this side of the map, the top side of the map, trying to fight for this Baron. Poke damage definitely favors IGN's side too, with Sever and Vigar. They also have the Nautilus, or not the Nautilus, the Nocturne. I believe it's the Q. You know, the claw thing, yeah. And the Baron is started up by OTS. They take it relatively quickly with Nikolai, but Nikolai does get insta-ulted, but there's no backup there at all. But actually, never mind. I go back. I take that back on the back lane. I'm looking at the back lane right now. I'm not focusing on the top side of the map or the main fight. But JT Ripper is getting. Everyone's getting taken extremely low. But Nikolai is still alive. How did he not die? Wait, I'm so confused. Yunus is the only one left alive. Ah, no. Okay, I'm sorry. That was kind of a clusterfuck. They're not pinging for the Baron. They're pinging for the inhib. Although this might be risky. Not full HP. Astronaut Nar's up in 5 seconds. Risky. They should be able to get it because Astronaut Nar can't really do much because he's not a carry like I've been saying. But like, it's still a tank, and tank meta is here, baby. Tank meta is here. I believe. I haven't played League in a while. Again, take what I say with a grain of salt. I don't really know what I'm talking about anymore. But inhib does go down for IGN. Well, IGN's inhib goes down by OTS. So, and no casualties. So, no harm, no foul, I guess. But the Baron is still on the map, and the Dragon will be up in just under a minute. Both teams are pinging that. They definitely want to set up for it. But, Yoshishi and Nikolai are going to be late to it. Yoshishi is backing right now. I don't know if Nikolai will have time to back, but he is... he's only sitting on 900 gold. He's not missing out on too much. But, Zach is not there. If they want to fight, they got to do it now. They have no engage and no... They have no hard engage, I should say. And they have very little CC compared to when Zach is in the fights. And the mid lane is pushing, but they're not going to pull the trigger. Nikolai also back. That would have been such a good fight for IGN right there. I guess they just didn't know that both of the carries, I guess you could say, backed. Since, oh my goodness gracious, Zach has the Horizon Focus now. He's going to be doing a ton of damage. Also being tanky at the same time. Vigar is trying to clear the minions in the base right here. And engaged by Yoshishi goes in and then followed up immediately by Zeolite. And I think the chain CC is just going to take down everybody on IGN. That's right, Nar is the first one to fall. Harsag IRL is next to fall. And that long range engage by Zach just doesn't give them a chance to run away. And Yunus actually TP'd behind them, not the place that you want to be, my friend. Can he get some more damage down? Does force does flash out, try to escape just a little bit longer, but unfortunately it does not work out for them. So a very good team fight synergy, it looks like, by OTS. Zach went in and immediately followed up by Zeolite. Like, I didn't even see him. I don't know if he flashed over the wall. He just saw a flash up, so obviously he didn't, but I didn't even see where he came from, but he was there. He yeah, immediately followed up. Baron's going to be the play here as well. Both bot laners for IGN are on the bot side of the map, clearing the waves. There's not much that IGN can do here. This goalie is just going to keep extending, and I believe that this is OTS's game to lose right here. I mean, a comeback is definitely possible. I believe that IGN still has the scaling advantage. But like, it's going to be very, very hard for IGN to do that. And it's going to be very hard for OTS to lose the game too, especially with this lead that they have. So I think it's just it's kind of just on a clock at this point. 26 minutes into the game, about a 9,500 gold lead, or 8,500 gold lead rather, for IGN, and or for OTS, excuse me. IGN's jungle is now OTS's jungle. Not much they can really do about that. So they're just gonna farm out, try to get some towers down on the other side, on the outside lanes rather than the mid lane, since they already have supers pushing in there. That's just doing this thing on the top side of the map, splitting up the map like they should. That does have the TP. Although I don't think they're going to need him. I think they're going to try to match him with, actually, Yoshishi getting chain CC'd into oblivion. And will he fall? No, he flashes out and will he live? He does live, no way! Tank meta, baby. Okay, he does, the passive is popped, but nothing else comes of it. Maybe. Will he get back? Oh, wait. Harsag IRL ults right onto Zach. But I think Zach Harsag IRL just dies here. Nikolai does end up picking up that kill. Astronaut Nar, I don't know how Astronaut Nar died, but he did. Yunu's gonna die here as well, likely, but does a lot of damage on his way out. Oh, does actually get a kill on the JT Ripper. But Zeolite here on the backside, and the CC goes down and Ignite the Ice, and the only member left standing is Antifa, and does end up we're getting one kill. Pops the hourglass, or stopwatch rather, but unfortunately, there's not much else he can do aside from that. And I believe the game is just going to be over with an OTS victory. Ash Einar is here. Flashes, misses the hook. Unfortunate for Ash Einar. And meanwhile, Ash Einar just ignoring the towers completely, going straight for Nikolai, but nothing comes of it, unfortunately. And yeah, with the Infernal Soul, that kind of just seals the deal. And thanks you, Riot. We love the shut up, just thought I can hear you. Yeah, so I guess we get out of here. Let's go. Good job, Riot. But yeah, we can bring him in. OGS with the dub over IGN. John, Zealot, hello, welcome. So obviously this game wasn't, it wasn't like the greatest scenario, I guess, for IGN. Once
Yeah.
you figured out that IGN was able to, or wasn't able to ban anybody, did you kind of just think that like you were able to just do whatever you want? Because obviously like they couldn't really inhibit any type of comp you wanted unless they pick it, but yeah. So like
I
just give us a
mean,
run through of that. Like what were your thoughts on that?
it was kind of the opposite, to tell you the truth. Again, thanks to Ignite the Ice. Like scheduling for this game was a little weird. Originally, this game was set to occur this last Friday. But then I heard from one of my players, like I knew that one of my players wasn't going to be able to make it, and that was like okay. But then I got word last minute that another one of my players was playing the finals of their tournament for like another league during the same time on Wednesday. And I asked him like, "Hey, can we reschedule?" It was more than 24 hours notice, but like I would have liked it to be sooner, and I hate to do that. But he said, "Yeah, man, no problem. Just let me know when you guys can play." And I looked and I let him know when we could play. And like just setting this game up was like it just really sucked like all the way around for both teams. But big props to him for helping me get this thing played. Because everybody wanted to play. Also, shout out to Eunice, the player that stepped in for their last minute emergency sub. Without him, we probably wouldn't have been able to play. So thank you to Eunice. Let's see. About the draft, right? So we draft prepped for their main roster. And like we knew that Ignite the Ice told us well in advance that I believe it was even as Steven would not be able to play. But then, like last minute or something, they figured out that I think it was their top. No, it was their. Yeah, it was ROTC. I think their top laner got permabanned. Uh,
Oh,
that's really unfortunate. I was really looking forward to play against him. But so I guess shout out to Hardstuck IRL as well to subbing in for their team. But um, yeah, so like having several new people step in and not knowing who's playing and everything, it was really hard to like know who to ban when. So like our entire draft prep was kind of thrown out the window. And we just kind of respect banned as best we were able. Um, you know, I didn't want to give him the Kazakhs. I didn't want to give him the Diana. Um, I didn't want to give him the Nocturne either, but it came up last minute that their uh, Diamond sub was a Gragas one trick, and I'm gonna pay the respect that's due to that.
right, yeah, of course. So you guys got another win. You guys are looking very, very good as
Mm-hmm.
the season comes to an end. Are you looking forward to playoffs? You guys ready for it? You guys think you're ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready to rumble.
All right, love to hear it. Well, that's all I got. It was a pretty straightforward game. You guys kind of showed up, did very well. I thought your team fight synergy was like on point. Um, and especially like I gotta give credit over to JT Ripper and your jungler. I think it's just who is it? Is it Amphipod? Amphipod. They were very able to like synergize very well and gank mid kind of at the same time, which I thought was really cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyway, so very good game. It was fun to watch.
One
It was fun.
more
Go, yeah,
one
go.
more shout out, JT. He was kind of under extenuating circumstances this game and had to play on a laptop. Like last minute. We didn't. We thought that we had a sub, but then they backed out last second. So thank you to JT for stepping up this game. Really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. Well, we'll let you go. It was a great game, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, guys.
So, kind of good shout outs all around. I think it was goes to show the integrity of this league. I really like the integrity of this environment we got going on here. So, yeah, IGN does fall to OTS. OTS sitting at a very comfortable spot in the standings right here. Got to be feeling good going in that playoffs, like John said, or Zealot said rather. So yeah, I don't believe we have any more games tonight. So that's gonna be it for me. Um, one thing I do want to say though, thank you to Enemy, our lovely owner, for streaming this game. It was supposed to be me, but I dropped the ball, totally lost track of time. I apologize. I apologize tremendously. So yeah, we appreciate you, Enemy, for everything that you do. And yeah, yeah, that's all I got from me. Thank you for everybody for coming out, and we will see you in the next games. Peace.